What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Talk, and we're going back to their 1986 album, The Color of Spring. Once again, big shout out to Stuart. And the next tune is Chameleon Day. As often used in art and literature and other expressive forms, chameleon relates to the ability of something to adapt to its surroundings and indeed to blend in its environment, based upon the reptile of the same name's ability in that regard. Though I think in some ways that's like colloquially a bit misunderstood, but still, as it is used as a metaphor or in figurative speech, it's about the idea of blending in and being able to change how you appear to fit the environment that you're in, such that you've made yourself less vulnerable or even visible. So I do wonder how that might play in here. Ultimately, the idea of it happening on a particular day, I suppose, like if it's a reference to something specific, I'm not familiar. But as the idea of, for just one day, not wanting to stand out or somehow blending in with what else is going on, I suppose I could see incidentally how that might make sense. But let's find out what I can listen or what I can catch on a first listen. This is Talk. The tune is Chameleon Day, and it's from the 1986 album The Color of Spring.
And it's darkness am I calling, only of the night. My relief and it's falling. My mind, it's in some kind of disarray. Killing time, a cradle fire. Chameleon day.
Is that bad? Honestly, I had no idea what to expect as that played out. It's such a unique tune. I shouldn't say that. and like a stickler for semantics. And unique, it's like it's one off or not. Like it's you can't be like more or less unique. But I would say that it was unique. That I've heard sort of down tempo tunes, tunes that have this dystopian jazz feel, tunes that have a bit of like musical theater, almost like a like recitative, where it's like spoken, but it's like kind of music at the same time. But ultimately, this was kind of all those things, but like none of them completely explain what we heard. And the vocal performance by Mr. Hollis, crazy. The way he starts, and it's sort of almost like he's like wounded, or like he's not fully able to like get out his emotions, and then it goes on. It sounds like he's building a little, and then boom, it just shot up to a higher level. And when he like came in with the power, it's like just the emotion, the intensity was like holy smokes. So I'll admit, like lyrically, I'm not quite sure what's excuse me, what's happening, but in part that's because I was just so keyed in on the austere, again, alternatively tranquil and dissonant. It sort of went back and forth between those two atmospheres. But yeah, it was like a very intimate, vulnerable, and yet powerful and like commanding, like sonic experience. So yeah, just a remarkable tune, and indeed, I will say a unique one. So once again, shout out to Talk Talk. When we come back to this album the next time, we will be up to Time It's Time. Time It's Time. So yeah, that's it. Like the phrasing there is interesting, the syntax. So I guess we'll find out what that's about. And then the final tune is It's Getting Late in the Evening, which I like the visual reference there as well as the temporal one. So we'll see what those are about in the coming weeks. Do let me know what you think of this, and I will see you next time. Peace.